I was losing touch of reality several times.
Well,
Scenarios running through my head.
trying to have that out in your right hand.
Yeah.
This is 44-year-old Frank Thon, the hitman who stabbed Evelyn Visage to death in her own bedroom.
Go have a knife in your right hand.
A scream sound for a split second, 2 or 3 more times in the chest. And I startled her, but she didn't scream. She made a sound, a scream sound, but for a split second.
On January 7, 2003, Evelyn was found lying in a pool of blood inside her Chestnut Ridge, New York, home. Her throat had been slashed several times, and a 12-inch carving knife was still stuck in her chest. Evelyn, a Puerto Rican national who had worked at the Expo Design Center for more than a decade, was in the middle of a bitter divorce and custody battle with her husband, Peter Visage. The case broke when detectives found prepaid phone cards in Peter's van showing 44 calls to Frank's number, including calls made just hours before Evelyn's death. At the end of this interrogation, you will find out which sentence he received.
All right, we're back. Today's date is still February 5th, 2003. The time is now approximately 3:55 p.m. We're still in Morristown, New Jersey, in Morris County. We were discussing that you were on the in front of Peter Visage's home on January the 6th. Did you go to a bar in Rockland County, New York before then or after that? You were sitting in front.
After,
So it was after you left the area of the Visage home and you went to a bar in Rockland County, correct?
correct.
Remember the name of the bar, by chance?
I don't.
Which went in, and is it true that you spoke with the barmaid that worked in the bar?
Yes, I did.
Did you get her name? On that day, the Monday, the 6th, did you introduce yourself to her?
Yeah, I told her my name because I noticed she was wearing gold charm that said, "What's your name?" I said, "Yeah, my name's Frank. How you doing?" Where it went from there is,
So it's fair to say that on Monday, January 6th, you left at some point, after being in the bar, you left Rockland County, correct?
yes.
You didn't do anything as far as killing Peter's wife.
No.
The next day now, Tuesday, January 7th, 2003. Tell us about what happened as far as after you got off of work and how you came to Rockland County.
I didn't want to tell you that the reason I went to that bar
Sure.
on the night of the 6th was when I left from Peter's house. I was pretty shook up, pretty mixed up. I couldn't believe I was really, even thinking about this, and it was,
It had gotten that close to fruition, to completion. So that's why you went to the bar, right?
if she pulled up, like I said, I might have just drove away. I don't think I had it in me just right then.
Was Peter constantly, calling you and asking you when you to do it?
Yes,
Did he indicate, did he give you any more incentive to get going on this?
he told me that he had a second envelope ready.
This would have been other 5,000,
This is on the night of the 6th in front of his house.
okay?
That payment would be due the very next day, we agreed. And that about 30 days later, within a month's time, that he would find a way to get a couple more $1,000 to me for a job well done.
Did he say anything else about taking anything from the home or doing something, making it look like a burglary?
He asked me to toss some stuff around in his room as well as hers to make it look like it was a burglary.
How are you supposed to get into the house?
On the night of the 6th, while I was looking at the house and we were talking, we discussed that he would disable the light in the front of the house, the sensor light, so it wouldn't come on. And I'd be able to walk to the back of the house and he would leave a door unlocked for me.
And what was, okay. And what about leaving them? What were you gonna do?
Never discussed, I guess it was just, whatever happens, happens.
And you did this by yourself, right? You didn't bring anybody else into this.
No,
Did Peter like okay the plan? Did he say that's a good plan or change it? Did he offer any advice or any?
he told me the layout of the house and it was pretty much on me the way I was gonna execute it.
What about as far as this burglary? Did he say to you though, when you do it, you should take some things to make it really look like a burglary?
No, it's just when I got there and I was actually doing it, I opened a couple of his drawers because I went to his room first to look out the front window because I knew that was the front of the house just to look. They didn't have curtains up. And I went back, opened some drawers, and there was a lot of empty boxes, jewelry boxes, like kind of box of all of them coming in.
Cardboard boxes you're talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, small.
Right.
So I just kind of tossed them all around the dresser and on his bed, and I went to her room and did the same.
Were you told anything about whether she liked to keep money around, jewelry, or?
No, he told me that when I actually did this, he told me several times through the weeks that she'd be wearing a diamond engagement ring that she's still sporting around, even though her wedding ring wasn't on her finger. He told me it was worth about $12,000 and that it'd be a nice bonus for myself to just take it with me.
All right. So you indicated that you weren't so sure you could do it, but on the 7th, for whatever reason, you decided that you were going to do this, and so you come to Rockland County, right?
I went to work on the morning of the 7th like I usually did. About 4:30, I was getting on the parkway to come up north to go home, and or the way I go home. Right about when I got on the parkway, the phone rang and it was him again. And I kind of got perturbed. He was really pushing it, so I didn't even bother going home or shower. I just, in my work clothes, just went straight up there.
The suspect's emotional energy shifts entirely away from the victim, whose life he is about to take, and toward the irritation of a persistent caller. This is a hallmark of pathological dissociation, the ability to reduce a murder plot to a logistical nuisance. He doesn't go home. He doesn't shower. He drives straight to the crime scene in his work clothes, fueled not by rage or greed, but by a petty sense of being pushed. Psychologically, this reveals how moral disengagement operates. The murder becomes a task to complete so that the annoying phone calls will stop. The victim is already absent from his mind.
Did you pay cash for tolls? Did you have Easy Pass system?
I pay cash for the tolls.
Okay, so you throw some money in the toll.
35 cents.
On the Garden State Parkway, right?
Yes.
And where do you go?
I drove up to, thinking it's exit 171. It's the last exit in New Jersey.
Is it around West Stop area?
It's past, right past the rest stop area. There's a couple exits.
Okay.
Take the exit, make my lefts and my rights, and I get on that main road. And I just feel that, you know, I'm questioning myself. I really wanted to get this guy out of my life. Really, I wanted to either do it or don't do it. So I stopped off at that same bar. And friend wasn't there that time, but the owner was. I went in and I had 4 or 5, could have been 6 hiding. I just piled them down as fast as I could. And
Now, when you were sitting in the bar, were you getting any phone calls from Peter?
no,
No. How did you know?
he called me right before I got to the exit. I was still on the parkway, and I told him that like if the exit was 171, I told him, like, well, I'm up here at 170 already, and I'm up here, and, and I'm feeling it to go.
Okay. Did he say good or about time or I'm going to be somewhere? Did he indicate to you what he was going to do?
I think at that moment he says, I think I told him that I would keep my phone with me, put it on vibrate, and keep it on my side. But as it turns out, I forgot it. I left it in the truck. So if he was trying to call, there was no way for him to know if I was still in the house, because the phone rang in the house several times while I was there. I almost got the urge to answer it like it was a wrong number, and just if it was him, just let him know I was still there.
Were you told what time she would be expected to be home that day?
Well, I knew the night before that it was around between 9 and 9:30, and I got there. I think I entered the house about 7:30.
And that day, was it, what was the weather like? Do you remember? The 7th?
I know there was snow all around up there, and there was none where I was staying in Perth Amboy. It was like the difference was a good couple of feet of snow from nothing.
You wearing, winter clothes? You work
My
clothes?
work clothes, just a sweatshirt and a t-shirt underneath.
You had gloves on?
I put rubber gloves on when I exited my vehicle because I parked it a block away. As I walked up to the house, I put them on.
What types of gloves were they?
Surgical gloves, plastic,
Latex gloves?
latex gloves, yeah.
Stretchy. And when you go to the back door, is that where you entered?
Yeah,
And how was the back door?
it was closed but unlocked, like he said it would. So I opened it. As I went in the house, I turned the lock on it, and I didn't close it all the way. I left it about an inch open.
Why'd you do that?
Maybe throw somebody off. Maybe I was thinking somebody would think I pried in with a screwdriver, opened the lock up, because he says it didn't have a proper latch, or it was a real beaten up door, and pretty much a good shoulder that opened it, but
And when you get in, go through that back door, what do you enter into in the residence?
that was the laundry room. There was a washer and a dryer to my left as I entered.
Now, this is the room, the door, I should say, that Peter said I can leave open for you.
Yes,
And so, was the layout of the house what he had told you?
yes.
And where do you go then, when you're in the house?
Come to the hallway door in the laundry room, and I looked to the right, and I seen the living room. He said that they don't use it, it's just clothes all thrown around it. And
Incidentally, what type of shoes or whatever are you wearing?
I was wearing a black pair of Nike sneakers that I wore to work.
What size shoe do you wear?
10.
So you go in and did you wipe your feet off or anything like that, or you just walk in?
I walked through the snow to the yard, and I think I wiped my feet on my pants leg each one, just to clear the bottom,
So you trail of water.
because I knew she wasn't home at the time. If she came in the next half an hour, she might see it. I don't know,
Did Peter indicate to you that there was a certain time that she wanted her killed, or just happened in the house?
He didn't, he didn't say exactly what day, what time. He just,
Or why did you go in there and say that's about 7:30 or so?
yeah,
Why did you want it that time?
to get there early enough to get comfortable, or try to get comfortable with what I was doing.
Now, when you went in the house, did you have anything with you?
Um, I had a knife with me.
What kind of knife did you have?
It's a kitchen knife.
Remember the brand or make or model?
Um,
What color? Did it have a handle on it?
brown handle.
When you say knife, could you just generally describe it? Or do you know knives at all? Kitchen knives?
It's about a 12-inch blade.
Describe it.
6-inch handle.
Do you know the difference between, say, like a carving knife, a paring knife, honing knife, chef's knife, cleaver, what type of knife? Or just describe it, show me how the blade looks.
2 inches from the handle, it just went down.
Okay, kind of, so it thins down to a point?
Yeah.
Okay. So about 12 inches or so, basically. So you had that knife with you when you entered the
Yes.
residence. What do you do when you're in there?
Well, when I entered and I looked to the right, then I looked to the left, and that was the kitchen area. And the way he described it was take a couple steps, make a right, and I would see the staircase.
What color was the house from the outside exterior, do you remember?
Mm,
Was it dark out?
yeah, then I was pretty much scared, very scared, and I was, scurrying along, trying not to be noticed by anybody who might be looking in the neighborhood.
All right, so the layout is basically as he's telling you, you find the staircase, and what happens?
Went upstairs. First thing I did was I went to his room, looked out the window,
And where does his room face?
front of the house, right above the driveway,
And what did you observe up there? Sorry.
like a
Did he,
bomb went off in his closet.
did he tell you my room would be at the top, like you go to the
No,
top of the street,
yes.
that's my room?
Yeah, no, he told me his room was on the right side when I go up,
Mhm.
facing the street, and his was in the back on the left side.
Did he say you would find any other room up there?
The child's room was first floor to my right, which was obvious when I looked inside, when I went up the stairs, and you could tell 3-year-old.
So you see the baby's room, you see his room, and then there's another bed, right?
There was a fourth bedroom down the other end of the hall. It's not a long hall, it's only about 15 foot long. That was used for, I guess, her clothing and ironing purposes. There was an iron board.
So what do you do when you're there?
After I looked out the front window, I threw some stuff out of his drawers in the bed, and then I went in her room and threw some stuff. I kept running to the front, just, I don't know.
See if she's
I was extremely scared.
Okay.
I was always debating right up until the last minute, just getting the hell out of there. I just didn't feel I had it, and I made myself out to be someone that could do it. And
Now, at some point though, there's somebody coming to the house.
about 9 o'clock, after the phone rang several times, and I think I made the decision if it rang again, I was going to pick it up. Just pretend, if it was her, wrong number, if it was him, I'd be able to let him know.
That you were there.
I could say the code word,
What was the code word?
either recon or rabbit,
Gotcha.
and phone didn't ring. So, I was sitting on his bed, and I watched out the front window, and I seen the van pull up, his van, and he backed in. So I opened his window, As he got out of the vehicle, he was opening the garage door because it was right exactly underneath me. So I felt the floor rumbling.
Right.
And I called to him, Peter. He didn't hear it right the first time. Then I said it again. I said, Peter. He looked up and he seen me. He just kind of like froze for a second and went, where is she? And then he said, I just talked to her and she'll be here in about 20 minutes.
Did you know approximately what time this is?
This is between 9 o'clock and before 10 after 9. I said, just get out of here. I'm a nervous wreck. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. When he came home, I was thinking about just taking off.
Mm-hmm. Did he say anything to you, like just stay there?
No, not them words.
What did he say? Well, he said she'd be home in about 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, and so he started going back toward the driver's door because his son, I guess, was latched in at the child seat, so he had to go around the passenger side.
Did he have his son with him now when he was speaking to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just said, right. He said, about 20 minutes. I went, dude, just get out of here. And he says, all right, just do a good job. And then he opened the door and I heard him say to the kid, come on, we gotta go get some milk. And then he drove away. Right?
Then, was there come a point in time when Evelyn comes home?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give me a guesstimate, if you can, or whatever, if you know, from the time that he left, meaning Peter, what time did she come home?
She came in between 9:30 and 20 to 10.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask you, try to keep your voice up, all right?
Mm.
Understand. And where were you when she comes home?
I didn't recognize the car at first, but she pulled out to back into her driveway. When I seen that, I got up immediately and went to the back bedroom, furthest from her room down the hallway.
Had you done anything inside the house prior to her getting home?
Yeah,
What did you do?
I loosened one light bulb in the hallway. For some reason, I took 3 light bulbs out of a ceiling fan in her room.
Where did you put them?
In front of her closet and a clothes hamper.
What's that?
I don't know.
And one in the hallway of that same level?
Guess I did it because if she walked upstairs, I was visualizing maybe she would first thing put the light on as she walked in her room. I don't know. I was losing touch with reality several times. Scenarios running through my head.
I'm trying to think about how it's going to go down.
Yeah.
She's now there, and you got the knife with you, right?
Scared shitless upstairs, hiding behind the door.
Okay. Where? In her room? Or
No.
you're hiding behind the door? Yeah. Did you also take any lights out in any other areas?
Yeah, there was a chandelier above the staircase.
He is physically present in the home, but mentally fracturing. The removal of light bulbs is not just practical, it's ritualistic, an attempt to control an environment that feels increasingly unreal. He's not a cold, calculating killer here. He's a man whose mind is fragmenting under the weight of what he is about to do. And yet, he does not leave. He stays behind the door. The half-open door becomes a symbol of his own psychological state, neither fully committed to the act nor capable of retreat. He describes visualizing how it's going down as if watching a movie. That third-person perspective is a protective mechanism. It allows him to be both the actor and the observer, distancing himself from the moment of impact.
It could have held about 20 lights, but I can be exaggerating by 10, but there were several lights missing. There was just one and I took it out.
What did you do with it?
Put it in a flower pot. right at the top of the stairs next to some pictures.
What happens when she gets into the house?
Garage door open, and I heard the house door open. By that time, I became a mess. Heard the garage door close. She was in the house for a minute or two. And she opened the inside house door, and then I guess she hit the button and closed the garage door, and then she closed the door. Then I heard her just shuffling around in the kitchen. When I walked past the kitchen, there was just stuff everywhere in that house.
Now, at some point, did she come upstairs or you went downstairs to get her?
No, she opened the fridge a few times, and then she made a phone call. And from what I made of every other word or every third word that I was hearing was, I gathered she had called him. Pointed out, well, geez, you should have been home before me. And she said something like, we have milk. And that's when I think I locked into the thought that I must, she called him on a cell phone or something. I'm not getting milk, because he wanted to be around people. He wanted to be clear away from what was going on.
So after this phone call, just that when she comes upstairs, or did you go to get her?
No, a few more minutes, another 5 minutes went by, and then I heard her coming up the stairs, and I just swallowed my throat. And,
Now you're still in the bedroom,
yeah,
behind the door.
I got it half open, half closed, and I'm looking, and
She come right to that room then?
she walked up the stairs and then straight to her bedroom.
Okay.
And I noticed she didn't even reach for the light switch, and that's when I came out of the room.
You sinking like.
So she
Yeah.
turned, I guess she heard that last step coming. She turned and it startled her, but she didn't scream. She made a sound, a scream sound, but for a split second.
Like somebody gasping, like a surprise kind of sound? I don't know the word, I'm just trying to ask you.
Yes, but in a female way where it's a little more high pitched and obvious she was startled. And I
Now,
told her,
where's your knife when you do this?
I'm holding it up.
Say in your case, right hand. Are you right-handed?
Yes.
Okay. Then what do you do with the knife? Do you touch her with it at this point?
You know,
Or
I told her to lay down, lay face down on her bed, that I was only there to rob it, to rob her house.
And then does she do that?
Yeah, she half on the bed, half off the bed. She just panicked and just.
Was she doing anything or holding anything? Or?
She had a large white teddy bear. She must have just bought from a child, I assume.
Did she drop it? Did she put it down? Or?
I don't remember that.
Okay. But you do know that she carried it into the
I
room.
seen it when she had from the top step through the bedroom. I clearly saw her.
But when she gets to the bed now, she doesn't have the teddy bear anymore.
No, she.
Can you show me how using the
dropped
table?
it.
This is the bed. I just want to break glasses. How does she lay down? Does she put her hands outward?
Yeah.
Okay,
She just laid down like that on the bed.
all right, you got your hands in front of you, and she lay down. And when she lay down, what do you do?
She looked back at me.
And where are you standing in relation to her?
About 3 feet behind her.
To the left, right, or right behind her? Right behind her. And you have the knife in your hand, and what do you do? Show me.
I took a stab at her.
And you're coming down with your right hand again, getting a downward motion.
Yes.
And does the knife hit her body?
Yes.
And does she say anything when the knife hits her body?
No.
What happens next?
She dropped to her knees. from the bed. She slid down.
And then what do you do?
I took her by the forehead from behind her. I sliced in, then I sliced back.
Twice across? Like in and across?
Yeah,
Across the, and you're where? What part of the body?
throat.
And when you did that, did you hear anything?
I heard that she dropped immediately to my right on the floor. I heard the air leaving her body.
When you did that, did you pull her head back or did you just hold it in place? You got the forehead.
I think I pulled it back.
And you sliced across, correct?
I told her to put her hands down.
Okay. Why did you tell her to do that?
She had them up in front of her.
This is after the first stab wound and she's now slumped back
She's on
down.
her knees,
She had her hands
up
kind of.
against the bed.
Okay. Beautiful.
She was panicking. I was too.
You told her to put your hands down to your side,
She
and
did.
she does that, and that's when you said you grabbed her. Did you grab it or you just kind of put your hand on her?
No, I didn't. I didn't like hurt her. I took her by the head and then
You went in,
I sliced in and sliced back.
okay. And how many times did you do that in the neck area?
Just once.
Well, in is one, and then across, right? It would be 2 times across? No, I'm asking you, is that what you're telling me?
That's correct.
And when you did that, could you tell what was going on? You know, how deep you went in?
Yeah, I heard the blade scratch the bone. I recognized the sound. When I was young, I used to hunt deer from New Jersey.
Had a chance to field rescue?
Yeah,
So you knew what that sounded like. You knew the metal of the knife was hitting a harder substance like the bone.
yes.
The sound of a blade scraping bone, something most people would find unbearable, becomes for him a familiar auditory cue, linked not to violence against a person, but to a childhood memory of hunting. This is a profound example of emotional flatness and cognitive reframing. His brain instantly associates the murder with a neutral, even nostalgic activity. The victim is no longer a person. She is a structure: skin, tissue, bone. The sound triggers a hunter's memory, not a murderer's remorse. Psychologically, this suggests either severe emotional numbing or a long-standing detachment from the human consequences of violence. He is not proud. He is not ashamed. He is simply recalling a noise.
What does she do when you do that? What happens to her?
She just dropped to the floor.
How? Forward, backwards, sideways?
Straight. At a 5 o'clock angle. It just dropped straight to the floor.
What do you do then?
Pretty much freaking out by that time. I'm frantic.
You still have the knife in your right hand?
Yeah, I stabbed her 2 or 3 more times in the chest.
Do you leave the knife behind?
Yes, I did.
Where'd you leave it?
Stuck in the chest.
Why'd you leave it behind? And what do you
I
do
don't know what the hell I was doing.
when you left? How do you leave the house?
I reached down and pulled the ring off her finger. I grabbed the watch and a piece of jewelry. I knew I got the watch and a piece of jewelry. She had more, but yeah, I'm My feet were running the whole time, and I was still like stationary.
And you didn't see Peter come home?
No.
Which way do you leave? Through the side door?
I went down the front stairs and out the front door.
I think, once again, the tape is run out, or it's about to run out. The time I have now is, 4:24, approximately 4:24 PM on February 5th. We're gonna leave, stop the tape so we can just, put another tape in, okay? Thank you. All right. We're back in Morristown, New Jersey. Today's date is February 5th, 2003. The time is now about 4:26 PM. Detective Youngman and myself left the room while Detective Hatch put a new tape in. Is that what happened, Mr. Khan?
This is,
Okay. When the last tape ended, you had told us that you had left the residence in Rockland County in Chestnut Ridge through the front door. Where was your pickup truck parked in relation to that house?
down the street, a block and a half down.
Did you get any parking tickets or anything on the vehicle?
No,
Was that also a residential neighborhood or was it a seclusion spot?
it was a house across the street. I was across the street from its driveway.
Now, where do you go after you had left the residence, get in the truck? Where do you go?
I get down the road and get on the parkway.
Was there any prearranged signal between yourself and Peter that to indicate that you had finished the job?
No, I mentioned that to him, was when you realize something about, he says, when it's done, I'm gonna know.
Okay. Did he indicate to you that he wanted to be the one to find the body? No. You had indicated you took some rings and some jewelry off of her. Did you take any money from her? Any cash?
No.
Did you look for cash? No. What did you do with those items? Did you take them from the residence with you?
Yes.
Did you take anything else from the residence as far as bracelets or jewelry or anything? Instead, let me just stop you. Let me start over. You said you took a ring and some bracelets off of her, correct? Is that true?
Yes.
All right. Did you take anything from her residence, jewelry box wise, or anything?
No.
Now, you start leaving Chestnut Ridge and you're going down the Garden State Parkway?
Yes.
What do you do as you're going down the Garden State Parkway?
Got 3 or 4 miles down, I threw the rubber gloves out the window.
These are those yellow
Like
type, where approximately?
middle lane.
You just threw them out to the roadway?
Yes.
Was there any blood on those, as far as you know?
I don't know.
I mean, when you started taking them off, you didn't notice whether there was any red or not on them? Yourself, did you cut yourself in any way during any of this?
No, I didn't.
Did you bruise anything?
No.
Did she grab you in any way? Did you put any fingernail marks on you or anything like that?
No.
You're wearing a sweatshirt, I think you said?
Yes.
Some jeans
Yes.
and some sneakers, right?
Yes.
What do you do with the sneakers?
Once I paid the second toll on the way back home, I pulled over out of the toll booth against the
Left-
concrete wall.
left or right? Right hand
hand
side?
side.
Okay.
I threw the sneakers out.
Did you throw them onto the road, onto the side of the road, into the woods?
Against the concrete wall.
Like a construction type of area? Or is it just one that's permanent?
It's a permanent wall.
Now, this would be the toll booth near to get onto Route 80? Is that the one?
I don't know that.
Okay.
I was just going south, get off in the Woodbridge or Danboy area.
But this second toll booth, was it pretty far up from where you were going? You don't know? It's the second toll booth.
I was lost in time at this point.
Okay.
It was just, I try to keep telling myself, don't speed,
Don't draw attention to yourself.
don't swerve. And I know I was very scared. I couldn't stay out of the mirrors. And every set of headlights coming behind me was, like a panic situation for me. I was just, I was frightened, very, very scared, just freaking out.
Well, you knew when you left that she was dead, right?
He believes that not speeding and not swearing will somehow protect him from detection. He obsesses over mirrors and headlights, turning every ordinary driver into a threat. Notice what is absent. Any reflection on the victim, any flash of memory of her face or her last sounds. Instead, his inner monologue is purely procedural. Don't speed, don't swear. These tiny, almost superstitious commands are his way of imposing order on an act that has shattered every normal boundary of human behavior. He is not processing guilt. He is processing fear, not of what he did, but of being caught. And that, perhaps, is the most disturbing psychological revelation of all.
No.
No? Did you hear her breathing?
I heard that gargling sound.
Well, you knew that you slid the throat down to the bone, correct?
I was assuming that it was a matter of minutes.
Okay.
I was just running.
Okay, I understand. So you took the sneakers and you put them by the concrete barrier. You threw them and you put them by a concrete barrier. After the second, you told that you paid on Garden State Park, correct?
Yes.
And ultimately you go back to North Amboy area, is it?
Yes.
Did you have any contact with Peter after this?
No.
What about your prearranged, time to get? Did you go to Eddie to see if anything had dropped off for you?
I called that next day at night.
Called Eddie?
Yes.
Is Peter good by or?
He recognizes my voice, so when I said, Eddie, what's going on? He says, nothing, what's up? I says, you got an envelope over there for me now? He says, oh, all right. I says, well, you should be getting one pretty soon. Give me a call.
Did you ever get the second envelope?
No.
Did Eddie ever call you?
No.
Did you ever try to reach Peter and say,
I never had his number.
After this, did you try to reach out to you at all?
Never. I tried to call Eddie a few more times. Then it was getting obvious.
Did you say, is there an envelope there, or is there an
After
envelope for Peter?
After several days, there was still he had no idea what's going on, so I went, all right, give this guy a call or something. And he says, listen, he hasn't called me, and I don't want him to call. And that's the way we left the conversation. And I was looking at this jail time here, and I got caught up in here, so I don't think anybody really knows I'm here, except my family.
Now you came to this location about 10 days, about the 17th, was it, January 17th?
Yes.
Okay. The jewelry you took away from the residence, what did you do with it?
I threw that out on the parkway also.
Do you know where on the parkway? As far as in relation to, say, the gloves, or after the gloves in the house?
I threw the gloves out a couple of miles when I got on the parkway.
You know the rest stop we were talking about?
Yeah, it was past that.
The gloves go out past the rest stop?
Yeah.
Okay. Before the first toll?
No,
After the first hold.
yes,
You go to the rest stop, which is in Montvale, and you go down, and then there's I think it's Hillsdale Toll Plaza in Washington Township, in New Jersey.
is that the second one?
That's the first one.
Right, yes, it's past that.
So you throw the gloves out after the first hold, right? Now you go past and you start to move by the Paramus Park Mall.
I'm on the Parkway.
Right,
I
Lawrence
don't,
State Parkway.
I don't know where
Okay.
that is in
You don't know
Peters.
that, all
I'm
right.
on the Parkway.
Then you get to the second, so after that first hold is when the gloves come out.
Yes,
When the gloves come out, what goes next?
the next toll booth. I paid 35 cents and then pulled over. I
Right
threw
hand
the
side.
sneakers out the passenger side window against the wall. It was parked about 2 foot from the wall.
Right? You continue onward. You go to any other toll booths.
There's several on
Right.
the way home.
When does the jewelry come out?
After the third toll booth,
After the third one.
for sure.
Okay. Right after, or, you know? You just,
Because by then I took a second to try to calm down. There was no one around me. I put the light on and I started looking at it and I could see it was,
it wasn't that engagement ring you've been told about, right?
no.
So you knew then that even though you took the property from her while you were in there, it wasn't what you had hoped it to be or been told, led to
I didn't know.
believe it should be. That he was telling you it was a diamond engagement ring.
He said it was $12,000 he paid for it. Whether he did or not, or was it 8,000 and he said it was 12?
No, okay, but not a little diamond ring. You knew the significance. He led you, it was very valuable.
At one time, he must have loved it.
It was something that he told you he would pay a lot of money for.
Yes.
Okay. Now, as far as early today, I see here, you've been here and you got some, what is it, coffee, soda, what are you drinking?
So,
Soda? Did you have something to eat today?
well,
No? Did he, let you go to the bathroom if you needed the bathroom? You need the bathroom?
yes, yes.
Oh, there's some food for you in the bag though, you haven't eaten, there's food here, right?
Yeah,
Okay. There's a brown paper bag below us here, I don't know if you can see on camera, but there's some food in there, you've had it before. When, the police talked with you, let me ask you this. You obviously know that Evelyn Vicious has died, correct? You've been told that, haven't you?
yes, I have.
Did you hear about it, or did somebody tell you?
Up until this morning, it was all assumption.
You didn't know for sure, and you hadn't read the papers or seen the news or anything like that?
I'm from up in that area, no?
Okay. And the only reason that you went from the state of New Jersey to the state of New York was that that's where she lived. You weren't working up in there, right?
No, I wasn't.
Well, Peter and you discussed this thing about killing his wife while we were in New Jersey, around this area, I think in a pizza place, right?
Yes,
Okay. So you know now though, that she has died, correct?
yes.
Okay. At some point, sir, I am not going to sit here and tell you that anybody is making promises to you. You understand that, right?
I understand that.
Okay. And in fact, the detectives, I think, have said to you that there will not be a promise made to you when the district attorney speaks to you, correct?
I was told that, yes.
At some point, you're going to have an opportunity to speak with an attorney, and they'll advise you what your options are in connection with this case. You understand that?
I wasn't told that, no.
No, at some point, you get an attorney, and they'll discuss what maybe some of your options are. But I will tell you this, that when you get an attorney and you speak with them, that cooperation will be appreciated by the district attorney's office. That does not mean a promise is being made to you. You understand that? I want to be perfectly clear. I'm not guaranteeing you, I'm not promising you anything, but if you obviously have information with regards to Peter, that cooperation will be appreciated. You understand that?
I told him this morning I would cooperate.
Okay. The time is now on my watch, 4:34 PM. Again, I believe the time inside the camera is off by about 18 minutes. So, the videotape portion of this, interview is going to be concluded. We're going to leave the room, and this statement will be concluded. Thank you, sir.
Frank Thon pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced in 2003 to 20 years to life in prison for killing Evelyn Visich on January 7, 2003, at her home on Eastbourne Drive in Chestnut Ridge, New York. He became eligible for parole in February 2023.